What's up, otakus? It's your tour guide here. Happy Easter Sunday. Hope all of you had a wonderful Easter weekend. Um, it's obviously a time you want to spend with family and all that. But my wife, uh, she's Japanese. We gotta cut her a little slack, and she's Buddhist. She's not Christian. So the concept of Easter to her is just a egg hunt for my kid and chocolate bunnies and stuff like that. So yeah, she made plans with some of her other Japanese friends, and they're doing like a kind of a spring break staycation type thing. So they took off today for that, and so I'm here in an empty home, but I did make plans as well, and joining me today on our comic excursion was Jens over at Collector Brain. If you aren't following his channel or haven't checked out his content yet, I should have a link in the description. His ID is in the title of this video as well. And go give him a follow, please, because great guy. Uh, he's new to the hobby, but because he came from the video game collecting space, he's very not knowledgeable about how to approach collecting, and you know in terms of the market, uh, what causes something to be in demand and price to spike. He understands all those, uh, the economics of it. So great guy to just spend a Sunday with. So I know, Jens, you're probably maybe still on the road, or maybe you've gotten home by now. I basically fed the cat and jumped in the shower, and now I'm here and I'm ready to kind of, I have the books. A lot of them are still not rebagged and boarded and stuff yet, so we'll get to that. There are some books that kind of need to be maybe wiped down, and some dog ears kind of kind of fleshed out and all that. And we'll get to that. But I do want to go over the haul. So this is yesterday. I hit up Half Price Books here in Bellevue, and really I knew I was going to go hunting with Jens today, and so I wasn't planning to get anything at Half Price Books. It was just I was bored. I was there, and we started digging, and I saw a couple of books that like caught my eye. Like, oh, these seem like they're underpriced for what they are. And then it got me to like really kind of examine all the books. Um, and then once I started looking through the books, there's still a lot of like really, I think, fairly priced stuff there. Some of it's overpriced, but some of it's fair. Some of it's underpriced. So I just wanted to make sure, be like really thorough and like pick up the underpriced stuff. So again, we found one book that we thought was underpriced, and we found another book. What's up, Ron? This is a great one. You're gonna enjoy this one. Comics Anonymous. It is an addiction. I gotta say, yesterday, definitely having free time, my mind went right to like, maybe we should drop by Half Price Books. But it was, again, a trip well spent. And again, with that one book that I thought, oh yeah, let's pick this up, I looked at another book, and we decided to pick that one up. And then there was a kind of a really bargain bin, half a cover book there that I've been meaning to add to the collection that we haven't picked up yet. It's not the best grade, but it's not the worst grade either. So 3 books from Half Price Books yesterday, and we spent roughly $18.75 before tax. And then today we picked up 14 books for about 32 bucks, or 32.50, something somewhere around there. So all in all, we spent 17 books for 51 or $52. With tax, it's gonna push it, because yeah, I did pay tax uh, at Half Price Books today and at both comic book shops. So I didn't spend any cash. I didn't have cash, but I used my card yesterday and all today. So again, $52 plus tax pushes it to like 57 ish dollars for 17 books. So just doing the rough math, um, it's about $3, $3.30 per book. I like to kind of have that as a barometer. Um, and obviously there's some big, like, high priced books in here. And just really nostalgic, like, treasures for me in this one. So it's a really special haul. And again, I'm really happy with this haul. It's like, you come back from some hauls and you feel like you picked up too much stuff, or you feel like you picked up, like, it wasn't the best deal, or like you didn't, you kind of overpaid for certain things, or like, I don't feel that way with any of this. I feel like got a lot of value. Um, great in condition. Obviously, we've taken into consideration for the final price we paid. But again, most of these are kind of like in the uh, low to mid grade type books. But we'll get into it. We'll get into what we paid and what we. Some of them have the stickers there, so you'll see what we paid. But we'll talk about what we picked up. Luckily, I get to sleep in my bed. My wife, again, is on her trip, so I'm kind of home alone. But at the same time, after this video, I'm just gonna go right to bed. Got the work day tomorrow, so yeah. But thanks for joining, Ron. Sit tight. We'll get to the books, and hopefully, Jens will pop in as well, and we can kind of chat about what happened today. All right, so let's start with the half price books. One of the half price books. Again, I picked 3 books yesterday. So let me tell you what we covered today. We went to Half Price Books yesterday, picked up 3 books. Today we went to the Half Price Books outlet with the 50-cent bins, where I went with Psychotronic Skirt Blunt and Big B a while back. Jens hadn't been there yet, so I just figured it was a good opportunity to just dig through 50-cent bins, look for maybe some hidden treasures. And yeah, I found a really, I found something that paid for the haul there. N times over, let's just say. So we'll get to that. And then after the Half Price Books in Olympia, we went to Tacoma and we hit up Comics The Gathering, which is a great shop. Jens and I got the bulk of the good stuff from that shop today. And then we hit up Half Price Books in Tacoma. Neither Jens or I picked up anything at that Half Price Books. And then we went to Stargazer Comics, which is a shop, just a tiny little shop, but really it has a lot of character. There's a guy working there, very knowledgeable, very friendly. We're chatting it up with him, very nice guy. And yeah, we found some gems there as well. And then finally, we had some time. It was too late to go to Ancient, but we figured, hey, we could hit up the Half Price Books in South Center, and we went there. But again, they didn't have anything there worth picking up. So we just dug, came out of there without anything. So really, I picked up the bulk of this haul was from three places: Half Price Books, Olympia Outlet, Comics the Gathering, and Stargazer Comics. So I'll kind of go over what we paid and where we got it as we're going through, but should be fun. Yes, yes. Um, yeah, I figured, again, my wife doesn't know, she'll know what I spent because she has the card. She gets the notifications when I spend stuff. But I only spent $30 today, and I spent, again, like $20 yesterday. And she didn't say anything yesterday when I spent the $20. Today she might say something like, why are you spending all this money on comics again? And then I'm just gonna let her know, hey, I know we haven't talked about my comic budget this summer. I'm trying to get $300 out of her for the summer. It's about $100 per month, or roughly per month, that she'll be gone. If she approves that, then 50 of that will come out of the comic budget. That's kind of the way I'm trying to frame it. Like, I'm hoping it can come out of my comic budget. And how much are you going to give me for my comic budget, by the way? Hopefully $300, but we'll see what she says. All right, let me share my desk here. So the first book we picked up, like I said, this is a book I've been meaning to add to the collection. And it was there at Half Price Books yesterday for half a cover. And what's cool is the guy who was checking me out, he actually gave me this book for 75 cents. He gave half of $1.50. I don't know if it was just he didn't see the price, or if he decided to just give me added a little discount there, but he got this one for 75 cents. It's got its issues. It's obviously got some color break right there on a black cover. It's not a big book to begin with. It's a glow in the dark cover, but it's also this first appearance of this electric suit, which is kind of cool. I mean, this arc didn't really go anywhere, but I guess giving Superman different suits can be a thing. I'm always an advocate for the classic suit. So, I mean, as long as you kind of experiment with a suit here and there, and then return him to the red underwear and boots and cape. As long as that happens at the end of the day, all this experimentation is fun, but needless. And yeah, this is for 75 cents. I figured a book I need in my collection. We just added it. Finally checked it off the list. So there's a couple books that have been checked off my list that have been kind of sitting there, like waiting to be, brought into the collection. This being one of them. Again, 75 cents for this one. Pretty good start here. All right. And then we went to Half Price Books Outlet. We spent money on the 50-cent bin. So all of these next ones I'm going to show are from the Olympia Outlet. We only picked up 5 books at the Olympia Outlet and spent, roughly $2.50. This is one of the books. Great Dan Mora cover here of like a Bizarro taking out this terrific, looks like someone said terrific, and then you're welcome, boom. Oh, it's the Terrifics. I guess it's a team here, the Terrifics. The Mr. Terrific plus Plastic Man plus Metamorpho, and I don't know who that lady is, but I guess these are the Terrifics. I just thought it was a cool Dan Mora cover with the Bizarro, so felt it was worth picking up for 50 cents. Pretty clean copy too. Nothing crazy yet. All right, we're keeping it PG. Nothing controversial yet. Oh, uh, we're getting a little sexy here, a little risque. Some panty covers there. Yes, obviously, Brian Bolin, uh, them cover here. And yeah, for 50 cents, this is one I've always kind of just have been running into, and I've always kind of talked myself out of getting it. I don't know why, but anytime you get ballin', like, women, good girl, I don't know what you can call this. Just, I guess it's a bad girl. We don't want the ladies doing that to us, but yeah, it's a sexy cover. And again, not in terrible shape, not in the best shape. For 50 cents, I said, yeah, we're going to add this today. So this was part of the 50 cent or 250 haul, 5 book 50 cent. Can't talk. 5 book 50 cent per book, $250 total haul here. One of the 5. We also picked up this beautiful cover here. We got some Frank Quitely of Super Lois. This is a really cute story. Superman, it's Lois's birthday, and Superman gives her basically a serum that makes her, gives her like the Kryptonian, I guess, cellular structure, and she becomes super like him. And so for 24 hours, uh, she has his powers and his, like, mental awareness and all that. And it's just a fun, it's just a kind of a fun moment between these two. And this is before he tells her he's dying. So he basically gives her this like great wish on her birthday to have a great time. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm dying. And, like, kind of cushions the blow of it because she's like got these superpowers. So great issue. I do really like this gun series. It's not like the best thing I've ever read for Superman, but I feel like it does. It's well done. It's well written. It's beautifully illustrated. Uh, it's not terrible. And so, yeah, for 50 cents, this is a pretty cool issue in this series. So decided to pick it up. Yeah, decent copy. This is actually a better copy than the ones that all the other subsequent shops had this as well, but they were selling it for like, $4 to $5. So, or maybe $2 to $4. And for 50 cents, man, that's the ideal amount you want to spend. All right. So, yeah, we ran into this book as well. There's a sticker on it. It's the only downside of this. But we paid 50 cents, not $1. So we actually got this for half of sticker, with the sticker still on there. And of course, I mean, I don't have to tell you why I got this cover. It's beautiful Michael Turner booty cover there. And I love the color, like the sun blaring down on them. The color, yeah, the color scheme on this is just beautiful. And then she's got the water there. And of course, her swimsuit design is really, really, really eye pleasing. So yeah, fantastic cover here. Michael Turner cover art and interior art on Fathom number 3. Awesome book. All right, and our last 50 cent cover. If you check my live stream out, I actually was kind of live streaming and digging through the book and ran across this one. This is actually a pretty big Jim Lee key. It's got like a $10 kind of price tag to it. So to pick it up for 50 cents, just couldn't leave it there. Pretty clean copy too, it's sitting there raw, but as you can see, it's pretty high grade for avoiding all those finger, I don't know, yeah, it's sort of avoided finger bends and all that as it's sat in there. So really happy with this pickup as well. Nice Jim Lee cover here. Now I've got 2 copies of this, and Jens and I were kind of joking today, like, we don't want to be those guys who like hoard stuff and pick up multiple copies. And I was just thinking to myself, well, I'm kind of, I'm at risk for that. I'm one of those guys who like has multiple copies of stuff and can't stop picking up. But yeah, again, for 50 cents, you can't leave this there, right? This becomes like trade, or actually, this will probably be my PC copy, and then my other copy will now be, trade material. So, yeah, Winona Ryder, Jim Lee cover here, 50 cents. And that is all the 50-cent pickups. From here on out, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. And I guess we'll start with the dollar bins. These came out of the dollar bins at Comics the Gathering. Or no, sorry, the dollar bins at Stargazer Comics. And what was curious was there were dollar bins set up on the table, and we had dug through them and we found some good stuff. Nothing crazy. But then the manager there, he let us know, hey, there's more dollar bins below the table. And I just felt like he was like communicating to us, it'll be worth your time to go through that. So of course I got right on the floor, went under the table and dug through what was like 6 short boxes. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of show you what we picked up. They're beat up. They're beat up. They're very low grade copies here, but very key issues. Again, for $1 each, we picked up the silent issue. This is the direct copy, and it's a first print direct copy. And we also picked up first print direct copy of the subsequent issue 22. And again, this is the first appearance of Storm Shadow. This is the first appearance of Duke and Roadblock, 2 sort of major keys in this run. Yeah, for $1 each. Again, they're beat up. Jens is gonna maybe work his magic here, and we're gonna approach this very carefully. But at the end of the day, just becomes a reader copy for my collection. And again, I was telling Jens, I read both of these comics when I was growing up, and absolute. I mean, this is G.I. Joe. The cartoon was great, but it was nothing compared to the comics. The comics were just like on another level. And again, it was Larry Hama really driving the narrative here. And yeah, these 2 stories are some of the most memorable. Hey, what's up, Jens? You made it. Hope you got home okay without too much hassle. The 50 centers, some of them were bagged and boarded, some of them weren't. I was able to kind of, because everything was 50 cents, I was able to kind of transfer to like a bag and board there, fortunately. And yeah, what's up? Oh, the cartoons? Yeah, the cartoons aren't as they aren't as compelling, but the comic book series is worth the read. Yeah, it's definitely worth the read. Especially this arc will suck you right in. It'll suck you right in, and it'll take you on this wonderful ride, at least through the 20s. It's a good arc to follow. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna stay tuned because after I get through all my books, I am gonna kind of take this out and kind of do all the preliminary preparations, kind of get stuff unfurled and all that. So yeah, you'll get to see a little bit of the silent issue as I open this up. And again, I haven't because I have the silent issue, but I've never opened that book up. I just didn't feel the need to open it up. I have like a digital version of the comic. Um, so this will be the first time actually like opening it up and looking at the panels like I did as a kid for a while. So I'm kind of excited about that actually. So we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so now we got a little run here of stuff we picked up at Comics the Gathering. And Jens, I don't know about you. I again, I knew we were gonna, because whenever I go to Comics the Gathering, I end up leaving stuff there. It's always been the case. It's like I can only pick up this because it's my budget and I want to hit up other places. So I kind of give myself, all right, we'll spend like $10, $15 or something. And then we'll come back for the other stuff. And I always say we'll come back for the other stuff, but by the time I'm back, it's all that other stuff is usually gone. But yeah, Comics the Gathering has great pricing and they had too much good stuff there. And it really, we spent more, I spent more, I'm speaking for me personally. I spent more time just kind of like debating which ones we should pick up, which ones we should put back. That was pretty much the bulk, picking stuff out and then kind of, nitpicking grade and all these things and deciding what I want to actually take with me. So, yeah, we left the 50 copies, a lot of stuff behind. So here we go. This is a one that we don't have in our collection, but it's also one I've been wanting to get for obvious reasons here. Brian Bolin, Wonder Woman 80. We got this dinosaur, kind of, what is it? Pushing back the bite of a dinosaur kind of cover. This is sort of a motif you see throughout comics. But yeah, Bolin's is just extra tasty right there. That's a tasty hero sandwich right there. So $2. Pick that up for $2. All right, let's keep the train rolling here. This was picked up at Stargazer for $2, and it's got its issues here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not a high grade book by any means. It's low grade, but it's a key book. I think it's the first appearance of the Hag. It presents really nicely toward the this area of the book. Colorful. I mean, it's still vibrant. I would imagine it could have some spine tears and whatnot. Like it looks like the bottom staples popped, but we don't care. It's $2. So just really happy with this pickup. Kurt Swan goodness here. You got Supergirl in tears. Come on, what's better than that? Supergirl in tears. Legion of Superheroes. 12-cent goodness. I know Ron, you're salivating right now. Like, oh my gosh, that's some good stuff right there. Meaty good stuff. All right, we also picked up this book, also $2. It's a 10-cent Jimmy Olsen. And did you know that Jimmy and Clark are in-laws? They're in-laws. Their children got married. So this is obviously an imaginary story, but Jimmy marries Lucy, and they have a Lola. Sorry, no, they have a boy. They have a boy named. Uh, his son is also, I guess, named Jimmy. My son Jimmy married to Lola Kent, and so the son of Jimmy Olsen marries the daughter of Lois and Clark. Lois, dear, I'm afraid their marriage will be unhappy. Junior will flip when he discovers that Lola inherited my superpowers and that she's secretly super made. Such a cheese. It's such cheese right here. Yeah, nice kiss cover here. Again, 10 center here. I know that the cover is probably, I think I checked this one. This one was close. No, this one we hadn't checked. I don't know if this is attached, but no, it is attached. I don't know if that bottom staple is. The bottom staple looks to be popped. Plus, there's a big spine split there. But again, $2 for a 10 center. You don't complain. All right. Just be happy the book is in your collection now. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful cover here too. Jimmy Olsen 56. What more can you say? All right. Oh, whoa, what's this? Now, this is needs a press. Obviously, maybe you can see it's kind of warped. It's not like water damage or anything. It's just there's a little bit of like kind of warping here. And again, with a nice press, this Jens and I were saying, yeah, with a nice press, this is like VF to maybe near mint minus copy. I mean, it looks fantastic. And it's got a really clean spine here, as you can see. But yeah, you can't see the warping through the bag, but there's a little bit of a like something. But there's not any kind of like water damage or, like there's nothing residual on the book. It's just text, like tactily, you can feel the issue. So again, with a press, it should press out and be like a very high grade book. So again, this book in high grade is like a $20 book, but we got it for $2. So it's a work in progress, and we're gonna press it out. We're gonna make this super nice copy of Superman Nick Cardy goodness here, 271. Yeah, really nice kind of hand cover there. Who is the man who murdered Metropolis? Ooh, I want to know. All right, so 271. Not everything was low grade. This is also like a VF copy. We got some color breaks there. Obviously, could use a press. Newsstand, and this is one I've been meaning to add. I have pretty much John Byrne's run on Action Comics minus one issue. This was the issue, and initially I was going to leave this there. I had picked another book, a 10-cent World's Finest, great Superman Batman cover. It looked fantastic in the bag, and I was like, man, for $5, I'm definitely getting this one. And so, when push came to shove, I kind of put this one. I said, I'll just get this next time. I'll pick it up next time I'm there. Well, we kind of get back in Jens's car, and I was like, I should check it out just to see something. As I looked at the book closely, I was like, something tells me, this is maybe a detached cover or something along those lines. And in that case, I don't know if I wanted to get that for $5, and it still would have been fantastic value, but it's just I want the older books to kind of be more stable. But yeah, we opened it up. It actually was, the cover was attached. The issue was it had this huge spine split almost to the mid portion of the book. So it was like the complete bottom half of it was like kind of flapping open. So I just was like, you know what? I'd rather have the Action Comics. So I went back into the store and just exchanged it. So left the 10-cent World's Finest there for 5 and got this one instead. And I'm glad. Finally actually, you know, finished the John Byrne run like I said I'd do, and now I don't have to think about it. And it is a nice newsstand. Again, decent grade, decent price too. $5 for that for a first appearance of Silver Banshee. That's pretty nice. So, yeah, good pickup here for $5. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, Ron gets it. Ron gets it. All right, but Ron, hang on. We're not done. We're not done wowing you yet. All right, so this one, I actually did get I got uh mine's running like I got this case here, this top loader for $1. They're just selling a kind of a used top loader for $1, and I was like, yeah, I mean, for $1, I'll take that. I think that's a good price. Just you can't have too many top loaders. So yeah, we picked up the top loader for $1, and then we also picked up this 10-cent Jimmy Olsen for $4. And Jens and I were looking over this. Now there's a pretty significant crease right there. You can see it go across. And you know, there's no guarantees that it's attached, but no guarantees that that bottom there is, you know, it's not looking good. But again, this is press worthy, definitely clean worthy. The color and the gloss on the book are still really, really vibrant. It would look fantastic with the press because there's other little minute like defects there. Again, with a clean and a press, this would look fantastic. But yeah, we got like Jimmy Olsen 25, you know, that's how old he is in this comic book, 25 literally. But it's the day there was no Jimmy Olsen. Everybody's forgotten him. Like, sorry kid, I never heard of you. Don't you recognize me? I'm your pal, Jimmy Olsen. Throw the pest out. Perry, I love Perry. You get out of here, kid. It's just a fantastic book for $4. Yeah, beautiful. And again, fantastic looking book. What you're seeing is what you're getting here with this book, and it is a low grade book, but I mean, it just looks fantastic. So again, I'm gonna let Jens. First off, Jens has, he's very kind to like press out books for me. I've given him 5 books to work on, and they're kind of we're gonna kind of connect and go over that whole process. So I want to we'll cover the books, we'll cover like kind of what his thought process and approach is going to be, and then he's also going to kind of like catalog, before, after, all that, and we'll kind of share the results. And I'm really confident in Jens's because he's being thoughtful about how, and he's tried some stuff out and it's working for him. But yeah, he's relying on a lot of resources that are out there. And he seems to trust this one channel that's giving him advice, and he's having good results with that. So we'll see where that goes. And again, he's going to work on some books. We'll see how those turn out. And then the next batch, this is probably going to be in that. I do want to, first, I want to see his results, see how they turn out. And if they're really good, we definitely want to hit some bigger books here that, I mean, this could be a book for Roger too. So we'll just see. I mean, yeah, I mean, I trust Roger would do a fantastic job on this as well. So we'll just see. Like one one of my buddies is getting a chance to work on this, but this is a fantastic. I just when I picked this up today, I was just like, man, with the press there and like kind of aligning everything and just getting some of that initial dirt and stuff out of there, it's gonna look fantastic. And it already looks fantastic, but it's gonna just really, really pop here. And so, yeah, for $4, right? Ron knows. See, Ron, I told you we had got a lot of value out of this haul, man. This is there were I again, we're getting to the good stuff here. This is the start of the good stuff, but I was very thoughtful of like, okay, grade, how much are we paying, and all that. And again, I didn't pick it up if I wasn't getting value. So um, great. All right, here we go. We're getting into some of the bigger. Uh, I shouldn't say bigger, but like higher valued stuff. That 10 center is pretty higher valued, but this is another one where um, it was underpriced for what it was. And first off, it just looks fantastic. And it's the covers. I think one of the staples is popped, but one of the staples is still attached. But it's single digit Lois Lane. Um, Lois Lane 8, 10 center. And we paid $10 for this. This is kind of the big spend of the day. Well, we spent $10 on another book too, but we'll get to that. But for today, yeah, this was the big spend of today. A whole $10 on an early Silver Age book here, and it's featuring the ugly Superman. Come on, I mean, it's the ugly Superman. This dude here, and Clark's reaction. First of all, we both mentioned that looks like the Iron Sheik right there, and that could be John, like an ugly John Cena. I mean, I'm sorry, John Cena is a good looking man. I probably shouldn't compare him to Cena. Who, like maybe Brock Lesnar? I don't know, some ugly guy. But we got Clark. That's my new boyfriend, and he's mad about me. Isn't he wonderful? Great Scott! Lois has fallen in love with a plug ugly wrestler who is a comic imitation of me. Come on, you just can't write stuff like that anymore. That doesn't exist in today's comic writing. It's just that's classic gold right there. That's classic cover gold. This is entirely. Uh, it's I don't know. This is definitely just worth $10 for the art alone. Um, so yeah, it's obviously got again. It looks like the staple just there's a tear in the spine there. But this bottom staple's hanging on. It's hanging on by a thread. But yeah, we couldn't leave ugly Superman there. So we brought home ugly Superman, and again, single digit. This is my oldest Lois Lane book officially. So we got single digit Lois Lane for $10 there. Beautiful, beautiful book. Beautiful book. Right? You could do all that stuff back then. Um, yeah. Plug ugly wrestler. I love how he says it's a plug ugly wrestler. I don't even know what that means, plug ugly. But yeah. All right, this next book, again, we got this because this was one of the books from Half Price Books. Okay, so the last two books are actually from Half Price Books that we picked up yesterday. And like I mentioned, the reason first off, we weren't intending to get these books, but we saw them in the lockbox. And I was doing my due diligence. I was on my app and I was looking through literally every adventure, like Silver Age Adventure, Silver Age Superboy, Silver Age Lois Lane, Silver Age Superman in Action Comics. There's a lot of stuff that speaks to me there. And I was like, you know what? Let's just pick out the gold, the stuff, because the guy pricing the stuff, he was obviously just pricing it. He wasn't looking at each individual, whether it was a key or not. He was just kind of like, these are all old books. He kind of took reference from one book and applied it to all the books when they're not all equal. Some of them were keys, some of them were kind of bigger books and all that. So, and he was also just assuming across the board that they were like lower grade books, not maybe looking out for the ones that might be in higher grade. So we took advantage of that. We took advantage of the sort of the lazy pricing, and we wanted to, again, I saw this one in there, and then I found the other book, and we said we're getting them both because you're, again, I thought compared to the book value, a lot of value there. So again, I didn't want to pick up a lot of Jimmy Olsen, but it's like at this point, I just feel like vintage Superman stuff is just vintage Superman stuff. So we just got to bring as much of it in as possible. Yes, we picked up Jimmy Olsen 53. And this is just a fantastic classic Kurt Swan cover here, yellow cover. And yeah, really, really nice condition on this one, as you can see. No creasing, relatively sharp edges, sharp corners, sharp everything. Like I think someone had pressed this book. It just looks cleaned and pressed, you know, like not all the books were like this, but this one just was in fantastic shape. So, you know, I just want to say this is probably like a fine, maybe a fine plus even. It's got that great date stamp on there too, April 11th. We're coming up to the, we're literally coming up to the, what is that? The 65th anniversary of this book. That's 65 years. April 11th, 2026 will be the 65th anniversary of this book. And we will celebrate it here live. I don't know what April 11th is, but I will just pop on for a minute. Hey, it's April 11th, 2026. We're going to celebrate the 65th anniversary of this book. But yeah, it's beautiful date stamp there. Just an incredible book. In mid-grade, this is a $20 book. Again, for $10, I just figured, yeah, you know, I think, again, you know, if we're to sell this, we could probably get, you know, command a little bit of higher value than $20. I want to say, you know, I could probably sell this for 50 if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but if I wanted to, probably put this up for 50 and still be able to move it. It's again, it's a really nice, great book for $10 again. A 10-cent classic. You got the still 10-cent, you know, it's not 10 cents, it's still 10-cent comic. So these are the final 10 centers here, but look at that. Get all the detail here at the base of the drawing here, the bridge collapsing and everything. Got kaiju. We got Gamera Kaiju Jimmy Olsen, basically. Gamera is the turtle kaiju from the Godzilla movies. And Jimmy, I warned you not to experiment with that growth rate. It's turned you into a super menace, and now I must remove you from the earth. This is also like a classic, when they reprint the classic stories of Jimmy Olsen and stuff. This is one that consistently is like fan favorite type story here. So, Giant Turtle Man, Jimmy Olsen, right? Ron knows what I'm talking about. Ron knows what's up. He knows. He's read the Turtle Man. Yeah. So again, $10. This was from yesterday. We spent $20 on the two last books. Superman's Family type books. So really nice pickups there. Okay. All right. We're getting to sort of the book of the haul, I guess. The book that I think, when we found it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's an absolutely fat. And this is the thing. Like Jens and I ran into this book today at Stargazer. Okay, really rough shape, like low grade. Had a lot of issues, creasing, you name it. It had it, and it was selling for like 15, maybe higher. Jens, correct me if I'm wrong. You'll see the book. Maybe you'll recall. But it was like 15 or $25 it was selling there for. Big key, though. It's a big key. And I can understand why it was selling for that. Even though it was like, poor. It was like basically a good grade book. They were selling it for 15 to 25 or something like that. Might have been higher. It was kind of like overpriced compared to what I got it. I got the same book again, and you're going to be shocked when I tell you what I got this for, because it's kind of crazy. But we picked up, again, this book. It's a big key. We picked it up for $8. We picked up this beauty for $8. It is Adventure Comics 352. It's the first appearance of the Fatal Five. So, first appearance of Validus, Tharok the Persuader, and Mono and Emerald Empress. Okay. It's a infamous Legion, super Legionnaires Nemesis team. And yeah, it's their first appearance. So it's a big book. But look at the grade. I mean, okay, first off, it's a tough book. It's a dark cover, but I'll let you guys be the judge here. It's fantastic. I mean, I would put this square in at least the fine. At least the fine. It's got some little bit of creasing there. Again, some color break along the spine, but I mean, come on, given the age of this book, that's almost negligible. It does have a little water stain there. You see that? It's got the little staining there. So that definitely needs to be addressed. Got another little, is that a stain? Oh yeah, they got another little stain there. So there's a little bit of staining in the book. I'll show you the back. The back could use a clean, I guess. But yeah, solid mid-grade book on this one. And I just feel like, undervalued at the moment, given it's the Fatal Five first appearance. But fantastic. And again, I got it for $8. $8 on a mid-grade, super villain team first appearance. So really, this was like when I picked this up, I was just happy to do it. Yeah, I was like, we're getting the credit card out for this one. So, um, fantastic condition. Um, you know, could use a clean and a press, obviously, but this may be a book Roger would want to work on. Um, with the stains there, and just yeah, like if Roger worked on this, it'd come out, it'd come out of his hands looking absolutely slab worthy. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just this is not slab worthy at the moment, but with some it does have a little bit of a remnants of a subscription crease right there. You can see it was kind of bent. That obviously will kind of show up with cleaning and pressing and whatnot, but even with that, I mean, this is solid mid grade and could look fantastic in a slab. Really happy with this pickup. Just ecstatic, over the moon happy with that one. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think of that. That is my haul. Again, 17 books, 4 shops. We spent about, with tax and everything, about $57. Roughly $3.30 per book, roughly on average. But yeah, so much value in this one. I just feel like this book alone is like a $50 book right here. This book alone, would have paid for this haul. But we got all these other great books with it. So yeah, very, very, very happy with this weekend. Again, I get to spend time with my friend Jens. We, yeah, it's becoming addictive. I'm just looking forward to our next our next outing. But yeah, he's been great, and I'm just really thankful that we were brought together. He and I have such different paths. Just our, if we were to go back to our family histories and all, we just are like two people who really have no business knowing one another. I mean, it'd be like go back a couple generations. We just would have never had an opportunity to have even met. But whatever forces brought us together here in this neck of the woods at doing the thing we both are. He's starting to really gain a love and appreciation for this hobby, which is it makes me happy to see. But also just again having that, it's that meet cute moment. It really is like a movie meet cute moment, like the bonding over this book and the trade and all that. It's been great. So I had a really great time today. All right, so we're gonna do some cleaning and stuff on some of these books. Let's do it. Some of these older books, definitely kind of got to open it up and give it a nice little wipe down, see what we're dealing with. And then we'll go from there. Let's see here. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. We're going to focus on this stack here. I got to be careful because I'm like dealing with allergies right now, and I'm like coughing and a little phlegm like remnants pop out here and there. So, all right, one thing we need to do here is We need to transfer one of these. What should we do here? Let's transfer it to this one. This one will be a good one to transfer to. Okay. And also transfer that one to here. All right, so we got some books to transfer. Guess we'll start with let me get some bags and boards out of here. Case in point, coughing up stuff already. All right. So let's see here. That's a nice bag and board here. All right. Just look at the comic book while I get some stuff ready here. Thanks, Jens. Super fun. I mean, I know you picked up some good stuff today. Do you want to? So I'm gonna let him reveal it in his, because he's gonna do a video, like a haul video soon. So I'll let him reveal what he picked up. But he picked up some good stuff. I was jealous. But I've kind of, like, I think I'm just past trying to get that kind of stuff back into my collection. I've just kind of resolved to, like, I mean, but for that price, if Jens didn't pick it up, I definitely would have. So I'm just happy Jens got it. But yeah, he's going to do a video on it. Go check it out. It was fantastic find. Like, ideal. It's trending right now. That price point is definitely outdated, and that series is just going to continue climbing, gain momentum. So yeah, nice find there, man. All right. I don't know why it's taking me so long to move a book from a different bag and board here, but transferring some bags and boards to make sure that we get books where they need to be. All right. But yeah, what's nice about Jens and I is he and I are focused on different things. Like our what we collect is not only different, but I think his lens I think his lens is actually better. I should probably have a more focused approach when it comes to grading, grades. But yeah, Jens really wants to have the higher end, higher graded books, and if there's minor issues here and there, it's not something he wants to pick up. Whereas I'll pick up stuff like this, dollar bin stuff like this all day long. Jens might pass on something like this, so it just is a little different. We have a different approach to it. But again, I do respect his detail to condition, which is something I should actually, take note of, because I don't know. Do I need a second silent issue copy in my collection? Do I really need it for $1? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. All right. So yes, we've got Don't want that happening again. All right. So we've got this. Let me get some of the. We got some dog ears here, and I don't know how long this looks to be petrified onto that. No, it's good. It's gonna move. So we're just gonna unfurl this and unfurl this other one here. I hope it doesn't flake off. I really am praying it stays. Oh, that one looks like it's gonna have issues. It's kind of caked on there. Oh no, we got it. All right. Let's be very gentle. There we go. All right. Just hold that there for a minute. Unfurl that. There we go. All right. We're also going to do the stuff up here. There we go. Get that unfurled. All right. So, yes. The corners are there, albeit really ragged. Oh, yeah? You're talking about the Comics the Gathering had a bunch of G.I. Joe too, but they didn't have this issue for sure. They didn't have this issue for $1. All right, so what I want to do here is I'm going to do some Gorilla Glue time. Not a lot, just enough to kind of get stuff reinforced and not tearing. That's what we don't want. Don't want it to tear. So just a pinch, a smidge, just a layer of glue on this corner, and just have it kind of, you know, add a little bit of protection to the just a little bit of nothing crazy. Just kind of have it stick there for a little bit for like a hot minute. There we go. This one as well. Just kind of unfurl it with glue there. I'm just going to let that dry. Yeah, Jens was asking me, okay, you know, when I do this, does it technically count as, I guess if they detect any, like when they're feeling along the book as they're grading, they kind of feel out for glue. So if they feel it, yes, it will be demerit on the grade. And you can get a purple label as restorative, some kind of restorative thing. But if they don't feel it, then no harm, no foul, right? So I guess it just all depends on your grader, how involved in the process they are. But all right, well, we're not looking for perfection here. We just want to get it kind of. This was Dale's copy. Dale decided he wanted to write in the book. That's fine. We got Dale's copy of the silent issue. He basically, I guess, didn't want it to be a silent issue. He felt like, you know what? Dale, man, I want to meet this Dale character. I just feel like I want to know what he's doing today. How, you know, I hope he's somewhere local to our area. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. All right, so let's show off Dale's book here. Um, Dale felt the need to make the silent issue no longer silent. He not only wrote it one time, but two times, just in case. Dale, come on, man. One time would have been enough, but you had to, I guess, do it in cursive. I don't know. I hope that's the only two times in the book that we see Dale. I hope we don't hear from Dale again in the silent issue. But yes, look at this. Just no word bubbles, all story. If you don't get sucked in, this is my favorite comic book of all time, and I haven't been shy about letting people know that. I know a lot of people haven't read it, but if you haven't read it, you need to do so. Do yourself a favor and read this book. You don't even have to read it. It's just looking. You don't have to look. All you need is eyes and a brain. And man. And then here comes Snake Eyes. Woof. He's just coming in hot by himself. Should I just talk or should I just remain silent? You guys tell me. I'll do whatever you guys want me. The Double Dale, yes, the Double Dale. Look at this. Storm Shadow getting a little frisky with Lady Jane here. No, she's not having it. Oh, did Dale put a mustache on her? What's going on here, Dale? Oh my goodness. Why? Dale. Why? And Dale, why would you do the stupid bubblegum puzzle? Dude, you enjoyed this comic too much, man. Dale, actually, you better have gotten all these words right. Or I'd be just, if you got one wrong, at least you got all the words, man. Hope you didn't cheat. The answers are down here. Why, Dale? Dale, why? It's Dale's book. We can't be too critical. All right, we can't be critical of Dale. We thank you for giving us this book. Here we go. Yes, bobby pin. Did we really need Snake Eyes coming in infiltrating? You'll see. It seems like Lady Jane's doing fine on her own. She just got out. She just took out Storm Shadow. Snake Eyes also. Love this book. Absolutely love this book. You guys are getting, you're getting a good reading here. It's not even Otaku reads his comics. It's on Monday. It's a Sunday. You're getting a special. Oh, these are the ninjas here. Yeah, look at that. He fools them. They went that away. Get him out. Get him. Storm Shadow's getting his ninja guys ready. Boom. Look at that. See you fools later. And then Snake Eyes like, oh, where'd she go? Oh, now he's dealing with some ninjas here. Oh, plank. Here's a grenade, buddy. Boom. Uh-oh. Slap. Watch out, Snake Eyes. Watch out. Storm Shadow's behind you. Boom. Slices through the guy. Oof. All right, now Snake Eyes is running for his life. And they see each other and boom. Oh, no. No, but what? Look at that. She sacrifices herself, but Snake Eyes saves her. It's a double save. And see you later. And then we get left with the mystery of the shared tattoos. What is that? And it ends there on this cliffhanger of a reveal. There you go. You get some Masters of the Universe as well. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Flashback down memory lane. Um, and there you go, Ron. If you ever wondered why, hey, why was GI Joe so popular in the comics? There's your answer. Because it was just fantastic. All right. With that being said, we've got it is hanging on by a thread on this staple, so we're not gonna get too crazy with the book right now. We're just gonna unfurl everything that needs to be unfurled, and everything wants to revert back here, so we're gonna keep that down. Keep that down. Keep this down there. I'm just gonna give it kind of like a finger heat press there so it just stays in place. And this will be our reader's copy, courtesy of Dale. Courtesy of Dale. We got the absolute worst copy of the silent issue that you can probably own. Low grade, writing in the book, some kid writing his name twice, doing puzzles, the bubble yum puzzles. Come on, Dale. What are you doing, man? You're killing me. But we got another silent issue in the collection. Boom. No, I'm kind of good with that right there where it is. So hopefully we'll put some pressure on there, and it looks a lot better now than before. The corners are still there. That's a good sign, and it's still hanging on there. It's still technically the cover is still attached. And what a dollar bin find. I mean, writing and all. That's the writing adds a little character to it. I'm not terribly upset about that, but yeah, this is the silent issue, guys. Come on. If you're a Gen Xer and you love GI Joe, this is an incredible book that you got to have in your collection, right? Fortunately, I have this book in an 8.0, signed by Larry Hama, signed and sketched by Larry Hama. So, but it is my favorite comic book of all time. So I'm not going to leave any grade for $1. No, that's just not happening. All right, let's get to this next book here. This is also Dale's copy. I have just a feeling this is also Dale's copy here, because there were 22, 23, 24 were all there. Also, I think like 28 was there as well. All just really beat to hell. I didn't feel like the need to pick up 23. It's a great cover though, but it was just so beat up. I was just like, for $1, we could probably pick it up, a better copy. Plus, I'm not collecting GI Joe. I mean, part of me wants to, but it's just too big of a lift. But this is a key issue again. I just felt like they did his Dale's copy, and I just felt the need to do it twice. I just don't get that. Weird kid. Like, just a weird kid. This Dale kid is weird. Just let's make sure there's no like bubbly yum puzzles in here. I'm just getting. Just want to make sure there's no mustaches or anything like that. Oh man, this is so nostalgic. Look at all this great. Oh man, this is just a walk down memory lane right here. Clutch that plane. This is great. They pull out the bazooka here. That's your first introduction to Duke and Roblox. Comes in just kicking butt, man. So yeah, this one's in a little better shape. I should say a lot better shape than that last one. But we still got the Dale signature there on the book, the interior portion of that book, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we paid $1 for this. And it's a low grade book. It's not going to be anything more than that. So, I'm happy when I pick up stuff like this. So I don't know if you can hear the joy in my voice, but I really am happy to pick this book up. So it's a signed book by Dale. I mean, Dale the, what should we call him? Dale the something. A lot of names are coming into mind right now, but let's keep it a friendly show. Here it is. All right, so with this one, let me give this a quick little wipe down here, just see what we're dealing with. Not terribly dirty. These are no like chocolate stains or anything like that on it. Dale just loved this comic book. He had to let people know it was his, and I respect that. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not taking my comic book, buddy. Whoops, that didn't go wrong. And I'm sure Dale's a little kid when he read this, right? Probably was the same age as him when he read this. Although I had the wherewithal. No, you don't write in your comic books. Not everybody does. All right, let's. I know how to do this. All right. This is one of those situations where you have to put there we go. There we go. It's looking nice. It's already looking really much nicer. Right? Low grade is better than no grade. I get it. I'm fine with this being low grade in my collection. It is a great, fantastic book, though. I feel like this series, though, it will. I don't know if it'll hold much value outside of my generation. I doubt my kid isn't will be into GI Joe or anything like that. So it's really kind of like I don't know. I feel like there'll be a niche group of people who think GI Joe's cool, but think IP wise that we've seen it's the peak of this set of characters and all that. Who knows? I can't predict the future, but great book anyway. That is a great book. All right, so yeah, look at that. Two books from my childhood here, returning to me in the absolute worst condition, which we don't mind. We do not mind that at all. All right, I am going to hang on, do something real quick. I am going to put the Winona Earp book in a back and forth here. Just one sec. All right, so looks like Dale shared it with all his buddy, right? Yeah. I guess he loved the books so much. That's what we can draw from it. Like sometimes these books uh, are so valuable to you, you need to do that. You need to be like you're so paranoid that again your older brother, your mom or dad or somebody's gonna like not know it's your comic book and pawn it off to somebody or something. So Dale had his reasons. Let's respect it. Um, Dale, I'm taking care of your books, man. Don't worry. They're your books. If you ever find me, if you're watching, reach out to me, man. These books are yours. I got them back for you, man. Um, let's find Dale. If you know a Dale, local Tacoma guy who loves GI Joe comics, um, let us know, man. We want to get Dale his comic book back. Actually, let's not find Dale. I don't want to give the comic books back. They're mine. Sorry, Dale. Um, I gotta write my name in the books. I'm gonna write my name in the books and then mine now. All right, so yeah, we did that. We had to do that. Put the Jim Lee book in the Jim Lee book area. All right, now we're gonna get to just some kind of just wipe down, looking at what we got in terms of we are going to move some of these books into better bags and boards. That's something we need to do. All right, I'm still here. Don't worry. Just getting some bags and boards. Play some books for some transfer. What should we put in there? Okay, let's see what we got here. Yes. Can move this one. Move these out as well. Okay. Let's see. Let's start with this book here. This book's actually, let's take a look here. We'll know in a second if this was, again, $2, but is the cover detached? Ooh, it's still attached. All right, that's fantastic. That is water damage there as well. Cover's really brittle. It's not in fantastic shape, and the back is also got some issues here on the back. Very brittle. Yeah. Let's just get that. All right, just give me a second here. Yeah, this one's, got a lot of issues, and it's kind of like Dale's dad owned this book or something. Obviously a reader's copy. Bent corners and whatnot. It's fine. This one's very gentle, so it does none of this flakes off. It's really weathered, surprisingly. So imagine it was just kind of sitting somewhere, and there we go. I mean, definitely want to make sure it doesn't stick to that last page. So let's get a little bit of a lift. There we go. A little bit of a lift, let it dry. The cover is It's attached. I can't really tell. Um, from the back, it looks like it's may not be. I can't tell from the back. I think we verified in the front though. It's still attached, so I'm gonna go with that initial gut. Um, initial gut reaction there. Okay, it's like a puzzle piece here where with a lot of little. Yeah, the cover is just like very brittle. Um, I think this could benefit from like just a humidity bath and probably a light press. Nothing to dry out the book, but just a light press uh, would help. But yeah, the back cover is definitely unsightly, and the front's a little better in terms of. Let's give it a little bit of a wipe down here. Hmm, don't want to do that. So the front is like flaky as well. There we go. Whoops. Gotta be careful there. Just do a light rub. Yeah, there's like a something ate through this page here as well. Like what that is, but it's faded. I think it's acid. Yeah, just it's the book is decomposing. And again, my initial suspicion is that this was just probably sitting out somewhere, exposed to the elements, and it was red. It was probably in some kid's room, just maybe under some books or in a box somewhere, and it just aged, and that's to be expected. That's fine. Again, I just want to verify that we got like the covers. Yeah, the cover's connected here. You can see it right there. It's connected. Barely. It's barely connected, but that staple is holding the top staple there. Yeah, it's right there. It's holding true right there. Um, Again, $2. I don't know. Initially, I was like, kind of like, oh, it's not so bad, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So, we got to be careful with this book. I got books like this in my collection, so I'm not. It's not the worst thing. Um, I obviously want to like kind of attach this so it's not flopping and adding more. Uh, if we can kind of attach that and not have it move around, it's going to just stabilize the book moving forward. But yeah, this is definitely okay. See you, Ron. See you, Jens. Let's do that. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna just yeah, I think this is fine not to put in the nicer Mylar, just because it's such a the grade's not that great. I mean, we'll put it in a nice bag and board, but we'll just keep it out of the Mylar. So let's see, what's a big bag and board? This one here. She's crying because the corner store. Yeah, she's crying because the book is not in great shape, but it's fine. I'm actually very happy to pick up still. All right, we need to do this kind of like double bag style here. So for those of you who like struggle with these dog ears getting caught on the book when you put it back in the bag and board, there's actually a really easy fix for that. That is to make sure you kind of, I'll show you, kind of put another bag on top, kind of flatten the pieces that are moving. Like this. And then you just flip the book kind of over and just slowly pull out one of the boards there. And yeah, that's actually really, I got into like a nicer bag and board and it doesn't look terrible. So yeah, we'll just make sure that this is treated with the utmost care. It'll just remain in this bag and board though. We won't take it out. It'll just, it's preserved. We may give it kind of a light press at some point. But, yeah, we want to avoid, in fact, a little piece here just flaked off. That piece flaked off. I think somewhere, but that's unfortunate. So we want to avoid taking the book out on a book like this because it's just gonna flake. So just keeping it flat and in a bag and board is what's going to be best for this kind of book. All right, there you go. We will move some of these other books though. These 10 centers, I think they're going to be in a little better shape than this one. And so at least that's what we're hoping. It's one thing that you kind of have to, you do have to kind of look beyond the bag and board and kind of get into the book to know whether, to know the true sort of condition or grade of the book, because the visual can be deceiving sometimes. And yeah, um, I think case in point, we're going to learn real quick whether this was $10 well spent or maybe not well spent. We'll see. All right, let's put this book fit in here and just see. Yeah, barely. Let's put it a bit wider. We'll put this book in this nice Mylar back in clear word. I just feel like this book will ultimately be I think it's going to be fantastic condition compared to what we just looked at. But again, that's my hope. It is a much older book. And, you know, it just all kind of depends on how it was stored and cared for. So, okay, this one, yeah. Okay, so the top staple on this one has popped, which I think we knew already. That bottom, we have to be very careful. It's barely hanging on the bottom staple. So I just want to flip it around, see what we got. Yeah, not so bad on the back. Let's kind of open it up. This is not as obviously the acid on this one hasn't deteriorated the book as much as that previous copy. The inner part looks fantastic. It's the pages are still, they're off white, but it hasn't browned to the point where it's like what you'd expect on a 10-cent book. That's great. That is great. That's good to know. So yeah, this one is gonna look really nice in the Mylar, and very happy with the price and pickup on this one. So let's just give it a quick wipe down here. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna look fantastic, man. This is a special book. This is like maybe my earliest Lois Lane. Um, and it's a very nice condition. Is really, really nice. Yeah, the cover's still on there. The staple is still there. This one, I kind of want to put it in a top loader as well, because I feel like this is like the higher value book in this grade. Okay, there we go. 10-cent Post Lane. Yeah, in this condition, it's like a 2, maybe a 2.5. Like a 2, well, yeah. Yeah, 2.5, maybe even a 3, maybe a 3. It's not detached cover, so it's like semi-detached, um, which isn't the worst. So yeah, that's that. And we have another bigger bagging board here. We'll put one of the 10-cent books in here. Or no, what should we do here? We could put, yeah, let's put this 10-cent in here. Well, let's look at the condition first, because if it's covers detached, there's no need for it to go in the mine. If it's detached, there's no need to put it in the Mylar. But if it is attached, we'll put it in the Mylar. So again, this is a great book here. The cover is attached. Look at that. It's got a spine split there on the bottom, which we knew. Again, cover attached. Yeah, not terrible. It's got some weathering, some watermarks on the back. Look at that. It looks like it was exposed to some moisture, so again, could use a nice clean and a press here. This book is definitely improvable in a big way. Especially if we decide to like fuse this back here, repair the tear, which I can't do, but people in my sphere uh, can, and that may be an option that we do. That's a fantastic looking book. In fact, because the cover's attached, I will. The thing is, this is a 10 center. I kind of need the bigger. Will this fit it? Yeah, that should fit. All right, we are trading places, it looks like, with this book. And again, it's a 10-cent Jimmy Olsen. Looks fantastic. And put this. Just like that. And then we're going to put it in the bag and board so it doesn't like burrow in the bag and board. And then we'll pull out slowly the top of the bag. The best idea. Hang on. I think this may be my earliest Jimmy. No, we got Jimmy Olsen 25. Okay, so this is not my earliest Jimmy Olsen. But yeah, like I said, it pops in this Mylar, so I'm very happy to have it there. We'll put one of these other books. This nice bag and pull on here. That's what we'll do. Boom. Nice. All right, there's some like air bubbles in here. Let's get that out. There's one air bubbles in here. Yeah, we have to be careful with this book. It's hanging on by one staple, so this is sort of a tight bag too. If we ever end up like working on this book, I have to be very careful when I take it out because there's it's tight. So taking it out is like going to potentially tear the book. But right, yeah, I kind of want it so that it doesn't move around too much. It's good for keeping it in here because of the lack of space. So it's kind of just pressing along the book. But no, I'm fine with this bag. It's not gonna again prevent movement. It's kind of stuck in this bag now. If I decide to pull it out, it could potentially cause some issues. So yeah. Yeah, it's kind of in there. It has a little bit of a spine roll to it because especially it fans out toward the bottom. But there's nothing I can really do about that. It's just the way the book's formed. But yeah, this is I don't know. We gotta do some. We gotta kind of think about this book. Do we keep it in here, or do we work on the book, or just accept? No, this book is definitely room for improvement, and I would like to repair the cover there. So I don't mind doing some work on this book in the future. We'll see. Again, hopefully, Roger, if you're watching, this is. I want to get your thoughts on this book for sure at some point. I don't know. I kind of want to repair that, to be honest. I think the book would still be fantastic, even with the restoration there. Don't mind doing that. All right, so looks like we kind of have a decision on that. All good. All right, last book, and then we'll call it a night. This one is, again, I think it's fantastic looking. I think with the press, it's going to look even. It's going to look even better. There's no guarantees of that, though, of course, but it just. Yeah, I think it will be really, really fantastic at the end of the day. So let's get it in Mylar. And let's do a little wipe down here. There we go. First off, let's take a look. The worry here was we know, I think the bottom here is popped, but it's the or no, the top, yeah, the top is the one that's still intact. So this is not a detached cover, but we're going to check right. Yeah. So both staples are attached on this one still, which is great. That's just great. That's great news. And so again, I think we want to press this. We want to press this, maybe clean it up a little bit. Like that. It's just great. The pages still look fantastic. It's still a supple book. It's not brittle. It does have a big tear back here, but that's fine. Let's see if that's. Let's take a look at the back here. Yeah, you can definitely fold that down here. Boom. Boom. There you go. All right, let's get this in Mylar. Let's just give it a nice little, very gentle rub down. Oh man, I love this book. I'm just falling in love with this book. You know how you like see a book and you think, "Oh yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks fabulous." And then you get to feel the book. You get to kind of rub your fingers along the cover and see the book up close. And when you, that initial beauty of the book is sort of, I guess, verified or validated. Those emotions for the, your first impression of the book is when it's validated, it's like your emotions for the book intensify. And this, given the age of this book, I mean, this is like grade worthy in my opinion. I just feel like it's not a high grade book because of the tear in the back and the crease. It's a low grade book, but it's fantastic looking, as you can see. And it's just, like I said, I've fallen in love with this book, man. Absolutely fallen in love with this book. All right, we gotta just be very careful with the transfer here as we get into Mylar. This Mylar is a little bit, I think. This one's a little bit. We want to get this, make sure this one has room to breathe. So I am going to put it in a wider bag and board here. Give it all the space it needs. Put this one. That one there for a minute. This one here. Thanks for being so patient. Yeah, the reward will be just to kind of show off the books again in their final state. The nicer. Ooh, don't tear on me there. There we go. Yeah. Beautiful. Boom. All right. Here we go. There you go, guys. Looks fabulous right there. We'll put this one back in its Mylar. And I think this one is the one that needs to go in the, let's see if it fits first off. I think it's going to fit. The lowest line can stay in there, I guess. This one's not going to fit in there anyway, so yeah, the lowest line will stay in there. All right, yeah. Okay. Looking good, looking good. All right. Everything's coming into focus here. We need to put the new gods in this bigger one here. And I think I'm fine to keep that one there, and that's good. That's good. And then this one will go here. That looks perfect as well. All right, we got everything where it needs to be. All right, cool. All right, so in recap, let's just go over what we picked up today or this weekend. We got our 12-cent adventure. This one's again for $2. I guess we shouldn't be surprised with all the issues, but it looks fantastic. Again. But yeah, Supergirl's crying because of the condition. This one also looks fantastic, but I think this one has room for improvement. Again, we're happy with sealing that up and pressing this out, and it looks fantastic. So we'll hopefully get to that at some point. This one, let's see. Yeah, this one is when we poured over the book, as you can see, it's like both staples are attached still on this one. It does have a rip here, which was a little disappointing. We were kind of hoping that this was a mid-grade book. With that tear, it presents like a mid-grade book, but it's definitely a low-grade book. But yeah, man, with the press and everything, and who knows, I'm fine with repairing that tear too, like just sealing it up. this book would be, this would look fantastic in a slab when everything's just buttoned up like that. So we'll see. Definitely worth what we spent on this. We spent what, $4 on this? To look back, but like we spent $4 on this one. Definitely worth that money. This was $10, and this is also in fantastic shape. Again, both staples still hanging on this one, and not a lot of, it looks great. Looks great. Well, and then of course, this mid-grade copy of the key issue here on Adventure. That was your book at the hall. So yeah, I mean, all in all, great set of books. All, and again, we just, of course, we focused on Superman. It's kind of where we are at this point in our collecting era here, but not just Superman. We picked up a bunch of other stuff too. So all in all, again, I'm very happy with what we picked up. You know, like that one there. That's amazing. Just a lot of pride in this collection. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It's gonna be another work week. I'll have to see how I'm feeling tomorrow. I don't know if I want to. I mean, this stream was good. I'll just have to see how I'm feeling tomorrow night. Family should be back, so we'll see. But yeah, Jens and I are going to be doing a video soon. We got to coordinate, but we're going to be doing a video soon, so stay tuned for that. I think Roger's books are coming back this coming week, or they're going to be shipped back this coming week. So that should be exciting, and more to come. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.